My memory of Batman on the big screen kicks in around Batman Forever. I remember everything about Batman Forever. I remember, the toys in McDonald's. I remember the car. I remember I had the Batmobile. I remember the Kiss from a Rose songs. Everything about it. Even the terrible, oh my god, terrible Batman Forever game on the Sega Mega Drive, which is the
There was
worst.
a Batman Forever game?
Yeah, it's awful. It's so bad. So bad.
Oh my god, all I remember from Batman of my childhood is I remember the Batman and Robin Pogs coming with cereal, and that's about it. I don't remember any of the other media from that time.
Oh well, yeah, no, but I had the Batman Forever game until a couple of years ago, and I sold it into Rage. They used the same Mortal Kombat functionality, and it just doesn't work. It's terrible. Like I do yourself a favor, or just watch a video of a review of it or something. Don't play it, don't buy it. It's so bad. The Batman and Returns game is actually very good, and the Batman game itself, Revenge of Joker, is really good too. But yeah, so I never really hated Batman Forever, right?
Would you say it's aged well?
Well, that's the thing. This video called "Learning to Appreciate Joel Schumacher's Batman" is actually a very, very good take on the whole thing. And it's not that it's aged well; it's that we can appreciate it now, right? So I remember the reaction to Batman Forever wasn't a bad thing. People really liked it. I loved it because I was a kid.
It was definitely more kid friendly than Batman Returns, even though that one's my favorite.
Yeah, well, it's not only that it was more kid friendly. It was more kind of had a more of a style to it. Like Tim Burton's was very its own thing. Joel Schumacher kind of took it. Like I loved the way Gotham looked in those movies. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Gotham has a really cool overtone, like really, the neon gothic. It looks like a comic book, right? And that's something that the modern movies don't really have, where it just kind of looks like Chicago because it is. And that was something that I liked. I liked the look of the Batman Batmobile car. But the thing about it is, as we got onto the Batman and Robin stuff with the crazy vehicles and the bat nipples and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, look, by the time Batman and Robin came out, it was a completely different thing, and I think it was misread as such that people were expecting the Dark Knight. They were expecting the brooding Batman, and they didn't get that. They got basically 1960s Batman.
That's a very fair comparison. Like, it's very bright and colourful and campy, and there's a Batman credit card and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
so,
but there's also there's other things as well, Kane. Like, Uma Thurman basically takes off as a drag performer, right? And that's the point that this guy makes. He's like, a lot of this is it's shaded in gay culture overtones, and you're like, okay, that makes sense, and it just seems to be that like people got upset that it was so vibrant. And looking back, I'm like, yeah, okay, right, that makes sense. And then he says that the reaction to it was everything that Batman and Robin did, they didn't do in X-Men. The first X-Men movie came out 3 years later.
Right.
And that's why it's so dark and grey, and they kind of, they even make a joke, in it, would you want to wear yellow spandex, so it seems like it did two things. It set up the future of what comic movies would be, what the baseline would be, and then eventually get to the Dark Knight, but also turn people off the kind of campy stuff, right? Now, the thesis of this video is that now, since we've had the Dark Knight, now that we've had the Christian Bale Batman, we had very comic book accurate movies in the MCU and all this kind of stuff, we're now able to kind of take it for what it was. If Joel Schumacher's Batman, even Batman and Robin, was out now in 2019, I think people would have a much more favourable reaction to it.